everybody, Mike McWilliams, Upstairs to the Right Music channel. Before we get started, take a look at this. Upstairs to the Right Music has released a new album with our in-house band Asanoki, titled Ants in the Pantry. Support this channel by going to bandcamp.com and buy your copy today. Okay, you know, it's a funny thing. As you guys know, with this channel, I have been on a tone quest with Les Pauls for about 15 years now, going on now, when I bought my first Les Paul Classic. And Gibsons and Epiphones I've had since. I've used them for recording for my professional work and also here privately at home, just enjoying. And I really think that I have a very good handle on what a good Les Paul is. But I would say that I have grown a little weary, interestingly enough, of Les Paul sound. A lot of sounds you can get out of it if you know how to work your tone knobs. You should know that there's a plethora of sounds. I have a particular settings that I like to use when I'm using the Les Paul for recording or just messing about. And whereas I really like that tone, I have found myself recently really in my free time gravitating more towards this Partscaster Squire Stratocaster that I put together. A couple of noticeable things is just now when I switched over from the Les Paul to this guitar, the weight on my lap significantly decreased. I have to say that this is a pleasure to have. This is maybe 4.5 pounds total, the weight of this guitar. Very light. And when you start hefting that 8.5 pound Les Paul, especially if you're just going between the guitar stand here and my couch, and the minute I pick it up, I'm like, ugh. I'm really starting to notice that weight factor is something that I just am growing a little weary of, especially when I can pick up something like this and play it. Now, when I do pick this up, I find that it's very pleasant to strum acoustically, and that's something that I like to do. I like to just run my scales and play and even write on the electric guitar acoustically, and it really is a good thing to have one that has a good acoustic ring to it, and this one does. Not to say that the Les Paul doesn't have a good acoustic ring to it. It's one of the reasons I like this guitar as well, because it does. It really does. A little duller, however, I find when you compare it with the Stratocaster. But a big difference, and one of the major things that is making me not fall out of love with Les Pauls, but start to have an interest more towards the Stratocaster that I built, is from a sound, a tone. It's more of a tonal thing, I guess, that I'm trying to say. The third reason. I alluded to that I was a little tired of the Les Paul sound and tone. I think that if you make a couple of modifications to a Stratocaster, in this case, I've made the bottom tone knob of this to control the bridge pickup as opposed to its usual middle position. With all of the tonal variations with the 5-way switch that are available there, I think that there's a lot of meat here on this for me to learn. There's a lot of different things. Seeing that I never owned a Stratocaster before, it's a new, interesting field for me. It's a new sonic platform for me. And all the recordings that I've done, I've never used a Stratocaster on any of them, on any of the guitar work. It's always been Les Pauls and Telecasters and occasional SG. I'm interested in the sonic possibilities and the kind of things that I can do with this guitar. I've already found myself writing with it, which is always a good sign that I've bonded with a guitar when I start writing with it. And I just am fascinated with what I can come up using the tones of a Stratocaster. So moving forward, you're probably going to see me playing a lot more of this guitar. I am in the process of building another one here, another Stratocaster, or rebuilding this 2001 Affinity. So certainly there's not going to be a shortage of Stratocasters around. This one, interesting enough, and it may even be a little, not lighter than Affinity, but doggone close. And this is a full body guitar. So interesting enough, I just noticed that the Affinity felt a little heavy too, compared to this. So yeah, I am out of my Les Paul phase, and I am now moved into my Stratocaster phase. I think it's good timing. As I'm getting older, again, like I said, the weight of the Les Paul looks less and less appealing to me, especially if I plan on doing any live work, which I am considering. I've been asked. No, I would be much more prone to take something like this on stage with me, to be honest with you, and that's probably my plan. So I'm going to invest in a few more things with this guitar, a new tremolo system and a new nut, just to get it so that it's ready to really shine if I do go forward with playing live. For a recording instrument here at home in my studio, it's already really good to go. So a funny thing, yeah, I'm done with Les Pauls in a way. I'm not putting them behind me, but I am gravitating more towards the Stratocaster now. Again, just from an artistic standpoint, it interests me. It gives me a spark. And you always need some kind of spark, something to get you, to drive you to compose, to write, to use your imagination. And a new guitar, a new instrument, new sounds that it produces is certainly something that has gotten my attention and has got me excited about writing again. After the last album, Asanoki, to be honest with you, I was a little burnt out from writing or the thought of doing it until I picked this guitar up. And now I'm thinking about, well, that song that I wrote before, maybe that would sound better on a Strat. And there's a lot of tonal possibilities in that, like I said, as well. So a funny thing, to be sure. I thought I would share with you guys what's going on with me and my personal life. I'm not, if you notice, I don't have a great deal of guitars. A lot of guitars go through this channel. We review a lot, but usually those are ones that are going through and being moved on for sale. I'm a one guitar kind of guy. You're not going to see me with a personal collection with a stack of guitars behind me that aren't going to be moved on. It's because I believe that you really should get a good instrument, first off, a good amp, and with those, really learn the instrument, really take the time to learn it, learn your instrument, its pluses, its minuses, its strengths, its flaws, but really to build an intimacy with that instrument. I'm not the kind of guy that can just grab multiple guitars. I'm just not that kind of guy. I'm a one guitar kind of guy. So the guitar that I will be focusing on going forward is probably Stratocasters, starting with this Squire. Who knows? We may even have a Fender or two roll through here going forward. But in any case, for right now, I'm extremely happy with this one. Well, we have had Fenders before, but not like we're about to have, I feel. So there it is, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. If you enjoyed today's content, please don't forget to hit the like button. It really does help. And the other thing that you can do, if you haven't subscribed yet, is hit the subscription button. We would love to have you join this community here. It's growing all the time, and I am very thankful for everybody who's taken the time to subscribe. Hey, we also have a live stream that we do every Sunday night, 11 p.m. Central European time. We'd love it if you took the time to show up for that. It's called Sunday at Mike's. All right, guys, that's it for today. You take care of yourselves until the next one. Bye-bye.